understanding the important concept in physical chemistry, that is phase rule. Okay, so before understanding what is phase rule and what is phase equilibrium, let us consider some basic terms. So in that, the first and foremost basic thing is we have to understand what is phase. I have written phase. So here is the definition of phase. First let us understand what is phase. Clear? See, I have written, it is a phase is defined as any homogeneous and physically distinct part of the system which is bounded by a surface and is mechanically separable from other parts of the system. Okay. So before going to this, let us understand the word homogeneous. So what is given? A phase means it should be homogeneous. Homo means what? Same. Yes, homogeneous means we can consider it as a single phase. So let us understand the meaning of homogeneous. Homogeneous means what? Single phase. Or you can tell which is looking like same throughout. For example, let us take sugar in water. I'll take sugar in water. That is H2. If I take a beaker, if I have water and if I add sugar in that, okay, and I'll mix with the glass rod completely. Then after some time, do you observe any sugar in this water? No, it's like completely your sugar gets dissolved in this water. It looks like there is no sugar. If you just see with the naked eyes, you cannot see the particles of sugar. Clear? You cannot, with the naked eyes, we cannot see the particles of sugar. Okay? It looks like throughout the same. That is, we feel like as if it is homogeneous. Then let us understand what is heterogeneous then. So heterogeneous means what? For example, another example I'll give. Heterogeneous means sand in water you take. You know sand, right? Sand in water. So if I mix the same in water, I'll take a beaker and I'll mix sand. Okay? Again with the glass rod. Do you think that here you feel you cannot see the sand particles? Definitely you can see the sand particles with your naked eyes. You can differentiate the sand particles. They will be there in this. Okay? You can see the sand particles with your naked eyes. Whereas here you cannot see the sugar particles. The thing is that in homogeneous what you feel is, you feel the whole of the like whatever your components are there, they are not seen with the naked eyes and they are completely miscible with each other. Okay, it looks like as if everything is same. It looks like a single phase. Okay, single phase means what? It is looking like same, but here it is not looking like same. We can easily tell that this is water and this is sand. We can easily differentiate here, whereas in heterogeneous case. Whereas in homogeneous, you can't differentiate the particles. This is sugar, this is water. You cannot do that. Yes, because your whole of this phase is looking like same. Okay, it is looking like a single phase. So we can say that it is a homogeneous. So phase is defined as homogeneous. Now I can tell that this is a single phase. Okay, so but here I can tell that I have two phases. Why? Because it is a heterogeneous. This is one phase, this is one phase. Here see, whole of water is looking same, so that will be one phase. Here whole of sand is looking one, that will be another phase. So here I can tell that there are two phases. You are getting the point? So it should be how? It should be homogeneous, means completely mixed. And definitely physically distinct part. So if I mix, for another example I will take. So if I mix oil and water, then definitely you can see a distinct layer, isn't it? This part is different, this part is different. So oil and water, they are immiscible, isn't it? So you can easily have the distinction between the one system and another system. And another foremost important is, it is mechanically separable from other parts of the system. So that we can easily distinguish if any other part is there, if any other phase is present, then we can separate it mechanically. Okay, so this is all about the definition of phase. So remember, phase is always a homogeneous. Okay, so and it will be separable. It can be having a distinct boundary with the other. So here I can tell sugar in water only. I can tell my phase is 1. Okay, I can tell phase is denoted by capital P. Remember. So I can tell here my phase is 1. Okay, here how I can tell sand is also there, that is one phase, and water is forming another phase. So I can tell here phases are two phases. So here oil and water, there also oil will form a separate layer, that is like it looks like homogeneous, and water is another phase. So you can tell here also your phases are 2. I hope you are getting the point. So this is the way to understand the phase. Clear? So here let us discuss how to calculate the number of phases. Now you got to know phases means it should be homogeneous. Clear? So now let us try to find out the number of phases in each of the following examples. So first is mixture of gases. So mixture of gases means like in our atmosphere you can take, in our environment you can take. So gas is composed of what? Like many mixture will be there in the air. So you can take it as air. Okay. So in air, let us take the example of air. In air, what all will be there? Your nitrogen will be there, oxygen will be there, carbon dioxide will be there, then so on, water vapor, so on will be there. But your air is like homogeneous, no? You can't tell that which is nitrogen, which is oxygen in that. So it looks like homogeneous. The same here also. Mixture of gases. If I mix nitrogen and oxygen, or you take if I mix any of the two gases or any of the mixture of gases, then definitely it will be a homogeneous mixture. Remember, your mixture of gases is a homogeneous. Since it is homogeneous, it looks like same. Your P will be equal to 1. So number of phases is equal to 1. In case of what? In case of mixture of gases. Clear? You are understanding how to find the phase? Phase is nothing but what? It should look like homogeneous. And it should be physically distinct from the other. It can be mechanically separable. Okay. So now since the mixture of gases, if you mix any two or more gas, then you will feel like as if the whole system is homogeneous. Homogeneous means it is looking like same. So you can tell your phase is 1. Clear? Next is what? Next example is true solution. True solution means what? You have learnt in PUC, isn't it? True solution means like particle size will be less than 1 nanometer. Remember? If you want, I'll write. So particle size is less than 1 nanometer. Okay. So that time what will be the phase? Okay. So in true solution, your particle size is very less. So it's less than 1 nanometer they are talking about. So then definitely your whole solution is looking like homogeneous. Okay. Whichever solute you add and the particle size will be lesser than 1 nanometer, then it will be completely dissolving in that. You cannot see with your naked eyes. It looks like true solution is a homogeneous. And moreover, you have learnt that true solution is what? It is a homogeneous mixture. So definitely your phases will be 1. Okay. Next. Think that I have a polar solvent and a polar solvent. Both are polar plus polar. If I mix polar and polar, then definitely like will dissolve like. We have learned that. Like dissolves like. Then definitely it looks like a homogeneous. Then again your phase will be 1. Okay. Here is the same case. If I take non-polar and non-polar, both are non-polars. So like dissolves like. So again it will be a looking like homogeneous. Homogeneous means even on mixing these both, I'll feel like whole the system is same. So again your phase will be 1. I'll not find any differentiation there, like difference there. Okay. But if I take one polar and non-polar, then definitely it looks like two different phases. One is polar phase, other is non-polar phase. They both are not miscible with each other. So definitely it forms two phases. So I can write here P equal to 2. Okay. So there are two distinct phases. Okay. Then when coming to, it means why here I have written phase 2, because it's not homogeneous. It is forming heterogeneous mixture. Yes or no? We can see clearly the two different phases. Okay, when I mix polar and non-polar solutions, I can see two distinct phases. So I can tell that as one phase and this as another phase. So it is a heterogeneous mixture. So heterogeneous means definitely like phases will be equal to 2. Okay. And then coming to alloy. Alloy means no? It will be a homogeneous mixing of metals and non-metals. Yes. For example, if I take brass. So if I take brass is a mixture of, yes, how you get brass? By mixing up of zinc and copper. You know that by mixing up of zinc and copper I get the brass. So like this, any of the alloy you take. Alloy means what? These metals are completely mixed with one another. Okay. So they are homogeneous mixture. Remember, alloy is always an homogeneous mixture. Its definition only says. So since it is homogeneous, then definitely your phase will be 1. Clear? Next, coming to see mixture of two solids. Then how many phases? See, two solids if I mix, think that just rice and wheat. Okay, so think that in one beaker I am taking rice and one wheat. So if I am making rice grains and wheat, if I am mixing, then two solid, this is also solid, this is also solid. I'll mix them thoroughly. Okay, after that you leave and then you see rice you can differentiate easily and wheat you can say differentiate easily. It means that it is not forming a homogeneous mixture there. Okay, rice is different phase, wheat is different phase. You can, with the naked eyes only, you can differentiate between rice and wheat. You can tell that even though both are solids, but rice is of forming different phase, wheat is forming different phase. So I can tell it as mixture of two solids means phases will be 2. P equal to 2. Similarly, mixture of three solids. So think that rice is there, wheat is there, again some pulses I am adding. Any one of the pulses I am adding. Okay. Any one pulses are valid. Now again 3 are there. Okay, so mixture of 3 solids means this will look different, this will look different, this will look different. Okay, even though I am mixing all the 3, but since you can with naked eyes you can differentiate the faces, right? So this is different face, this is different face, this is different face. You can recognize them. So it forms a heterogeneous mixture. There is no homogeneity. Okay, so you can tell that 3 solids means again your faces will be 3. Remember, mixture of solids, when it comes now, how many solids you are taking now, so many faces will be there. If you take 2 solids, 2 faces. 3 solids, 3 faces. Okay, because just you're mixing there. Okay, just you're mixing. Okay. Next, mixture of 2 miscible liquids. So how many phases? Miscible means what? They completely dissolving in one another. Okay, so mixture of 2 miscible liquids. So definitely it forms a homogeneous phase, means phase will be 1. Okay, so means both the liquids will be miscible. They will be dissolving completely in one another. You will feel like both the liquids together are one. You will feel the phase as only 1. Okay, next, mixture of 2 immiscible liquids means they are not at all miscible with each other. They hate each other. So 2 liquids, how immiscibility will be there? Here one complete layer, here one bottom. So complete layer you will be observing. So there will be a complete partial differentiation between this. Here difference will be there, here differentiation will be there. Okay, so by seeing only you can tell, this is one layer, this is one layer. Okay, so this is not a homogeneous, this is heterogeneous. So immiscible means they do not mix with each other. So that time what you can tell? Your number of phases are 2. So P is equal to 2. I hope you are understanding. So let us calculate the number of phases for these reactions. Okay, so first reaction is what? It is a decomposition of calcium carbonate. Okay, so calcium carbonate is decomposing to form calcium oxide plus CO2. Can you tell me the number of phases here? So definitely here are 3 phases. So directly you can say this is one gaseous phase, this is one phase. Okay, and here solid also there are 2 phases. CaCO3 is different and CaO is different. They are both are not same. Even though they both are solid, but they are forming a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, we can't say these both same. Yes, CaO is different and CaCO3 solid is different. By seeing that I can tell this is CaO and this is CaCO3 means they are physically distinct. So I can tell this as another phase and this as another phase. So totally I have P equal to 3. I have 3 phases. You getting the point? Okay. Next, when NH4Cl is decomposed. Okay, here you can see this is gas and this is gas. And just now in previous examples you studied that mixture of 2 gases is again a gas. Mixture of these 2 gases is again a gas. And gas is, you know that it is a homogeneous mixture. Okay, like mixture of gases is always a homogeneous. Then these both together will form a one phase. So I can take this as one phase. And here NH4Cl is solid. It is completely different. Okay, so I can tell this as another phase. So how many phases? So P is equal to 1 plus 1 will be 2. Okay, so like this in reactions you can find the number of phases. Clear? So I hope you understood how to find the number of phases. So this was one of the important component, that is phase. So and you understood what is phase, and through examples you understood how to calculate the number of phases. So thank you.